It was a scramble in the late afternoon to intercept Bear aircraft coming around the North Cape of Norway to go through the Iceland Faroes Gap down to Cuba. They did a Cuba run in those days. And there were turbers who were warned, you're going to be scrambled fairly soon. And we were scrambled. My number two, or the other aircraft, went US, so I went on my own. So off I went. We had tanker support, so we joined the tanker. In those days, the idea was that the tanker would hold off so that the Russians didn't know that we had a tanker. Oh, yes, they did, of course, but that was the plan. So at some point, I hauled off the tanker and went for the intercept. I was under control. I think it was Buchan radar. And then I realized, looking at the radar, these are high flying targets. They were about 45,000 feet. So I then had to use burner to get up there, go supersonic, get up there. And I screwed the intercept a little bit. So I was using a lot more burner than I had to. Eventually, I intercepted these guys and took photographs as you had to. And I still had burner in and then broke off. And when I broke off, I looked at my fuel gauges and I didn't have enough fuel to get back to base. I didn't have enough fuel to get to the diversion airfields. And I didn't even have enough fuel to get to land. That's how critical it was. And that was scary. So I had to find that tanker and I had to get fuel on it. And I was in the Arctic Circle at this time. So if I'd had to eject, there's no way in the world I was going to survive. You have time to think about this. So I had to find that tanker. I had Buchan helping me, found the tanker. Now I've got to plug in. It's getting dark now and it's turbulent. And we've got to make sure that fuel flows from the tanker and it comes into my airplane. Because if it doesn't, I'm in the same situation. Fortunately, everything worked. And I fueled it up to the top because we had quite a long way to go still. And at the end of it, the captain of the Victor said, "How much fuel did you plug in with?" He said, "You've actually taken on more fuel than your airplane is capable of holding." Because, of course, I was using fuel. And I said, "I'm not going to tell you." He said, "Okay." And I never told anybody about this because it was scary for me. And, of course, it wasn't very good on my reputation. And the tanker guy didn't say anything either. But that was because I had about 20 minutes to think about this. If I don't get this right, I had one stab at this. If I don't get this right, I'm dead. Normally, if you have an airplane incident, it happens, you either sort it there or you don't. But to have to think about it for this length of time was actually scary.
Yeah,
I gave a presentation at a local aviation club a couple of years ago about this, and I had slides and where I was and everything. And I had everybody silent for 45 minutes while I told this story.
it's certainly something that probably focuses the mind, and obviously
it was scary. I've never had anything like that before or since.
I'm assuming then you would have been thinking about that handle between your legs to get out of the aircraft.
I probably wouldn't have got out. I'd probably stayed in the airplane because I could not have survived. Yeah. There's no SC rescue up there. It's night or approaching night. I would not have survived. So I can't remember.